On today's episode, the On the Trails team provides an educational experience on how they skinned all those mink. Due to the graphic nature of the skinning process of fur-bearing animals, viewer discretion is advised.
All right, we've got our last of 67 mink that we've skinned. This is number 67. So we got 70, we threw out 3, and we've gotten pretty good by trial by fire of skinning these damn dirty, stinky things. So this is what I've been doing. Dad's been using the Gramble. Been doing a little bit different style of skinning, but we've gotten this system down pretty good. Putting him in the clamp, putting his tail in the clamp, and then kind of getting his legs spread. And I am starting right here. His heel is about right here, his heel bone. So I'm starting right there behind the heel bone, running up about and staying about an inch away from his vent. And maybe I try to slide down on the outside of his leg there, keeping the tip away from that vent because they've got a nasty essence sac right there on the right and left side of the old vent pipe. So make 2 cuts there along the legs. I've been cutting right there along the belly, pull down, get his jewels out of there. And then you can do a lot of this with your thumb, with your fingers, get some skin separated from the body so you can see what you're working with, and then come down the leg right there to where you can feel the shin. Come down on the back side of the leg, the outside of the leg. The cameraman's in my way, so let me come around. Kind of pulling on the outside of the leg and running the knife down. It doesn't have to be all the way down there, because then you can stick your thumb down in here and through the outside like that, and then just grab that leg and pull. Same thing on this side. Cut on the outside, down. And there's a reason I'm not getting into any of this yet. I'll explain that here in a second, but stick your thumb down in there, got it through, and just pull. Get those feet done, and then I get in here, try to stick my thumb up in there as far as I can, down along his spine, get some separation there, and then I'm gonna go right like this, and I'm gonna have my knife angled away, and just go real nice and easy up there on the top side of the vent, and make a V cut and stay away from those glands. Those glands are right here on each side, and you do not want to cut into those. So about like that. Got my finger through there, and go to the other side, do the same thing. Start with your thumb, get some separation, see what you're working with, and then I'm coming right along there, blade out. Don't use the tip, don't get the tip of the blade in there, and then just right there across the top of the old vent pipe. Then we're good to go to start on the tail. Get your finger poked all the way through there, get pulled down a little bit, and then take his tail out. I think I might have cut his tail a little bit, but we'll see how we get along here. Get your tail stripper in there, and then just set him down in there. Clamp it closed, push and pull. This one will be nice. Oh no, never mind, it's not nice.
Fumble!
Alright, we got the tail. That was kind of a fiasco. But Pinches both of his legs in there as hard as you can. And then those little ones, this is one of the bigger ones. We had little ones you could just pull all the way down to the nose. But start pulling and trying not to.
Well, that we've gotten to the end of the week too, where it's cold, they're froze up.
Yeah.
They get harder to pull, so.
This one ain't gonna be too bad.
The fresher the better, get your hide skinned out, but.
Oh yeah. Get all the way down to his front legs, and then you can stick your thumb in there through the back of his elbow. Do the same thing as we did on the back legs, just push and pull. Stick your thumb through there, push and pull, pull it down. And now this is where you want to pay attention so you can get the ears and eyes real good. It took me a couple times to figure this out on where the eyes and ears are.
They have a really long neck.
Yeah.
Longer than what you think.
So they've got, if you can see kind of their anatomy here, we got shoulder, front shoulder, and then neck. And then you'll be able to tell when it starts getting into his skull. It's kind of a distinct look. He's got two little knobs, whereas the muscles on his skull, and you can see those starting right about here. It changes from neck meat to meat right there. Now those ears are this white right here. So you got neck meat ending, and then you got these little knobs, and right along that knob is that white cartilage. Stick the tip of your knife down in there like that, and you'll be able to see his ear hole. Go around, get yourself some more skin to work with. But that ear hole is right there.
See the cartilage of it right there.
Right there. That's the ear hole. So that's the whole ear. I cut it tight to the base there, and then we'll go around to the other side. Get some skin pulled down, and then cut right in, right like that. You can see that one right there. So, and then when you're coming to make sure you don't chop that off, you just want to come nice and easy around it, because that will separate. You see how it's in there tight? Get your knife in there behind it, kind of work on the sides, and then that will start to separate and come with the skin. So there it's separated, it's coming down, just keep going along down behind there. Do the same thing on the other side. Cut back along that meat there on both sides of it so it pulls away. And give it a little pull so you can see where your skin's holding up at. And then we'll come down and do the eyes next. So, alright, so the next, harder part of it is the eyes. And this one's got a bunch of blood in here, so hopefully you guys can see it enough. His eyes are going to be right where this starts to narrow. And if you can cut into the meat, you'll feel it, it'll dip down in there. Just take the tip of your knife and get down in there and start cutting this away. Same thing on this side. You'll feel kind of a little socket, and that's where his eyes are. Now this one's going to be bloody, so just ignore the blood. There's been a handful of them that have been bloody. Just try to ignore the blood and get down in there, and you'll be able to see, like right there, you can see his eyelid starting to open up. Just if you're getting into a spot where it's, especially on this face, just take your time and make little cuts.
And keep pulling it tight, right?
Yeah. And there's his eye. So you can see where it started. You could start to see the eyelid. When you start seeing that eyelid, you want to get real close down in there with the tip of your knife and stay close to the skull so you don't big eye them. And just keep going along. That one's good. We're going to get the other one so we can kind of go all together with it. There's the same thing. You can see his eyeball. You can see it start to open up there on the hide side. And just go along. Nice and easy, a little bit at a time. And then when we get the eyes done, you can see the eyelids there. So the eyes are tucked all the way back. They're coming off real nice. Now I switched to a different knife because I don't want to dull that one up. That's my sharp knife. This one's kind of more of my beaten knife. And the next thing you want to do here is the cheek is right here. The jawline and the cheek is where, and that's where the bottom lip and top lip are going to separate. Just take and make a cut kind of like that, and you'll see it start to open up. Just go right there. It opens up. Just go along the bones there on the top and bottom jaw, and then it opens up. So then we're going to work on the top jaw and the bottom jaw separately, but make sure you get that cut tight up in there along its face and along the top and bottom jaw so that you don't cut off your bottom or top lip. And then just work down along the bone. That's why I'm using this knife, because I'm cutting a lot of bone here. I'm running my knife right along the bone. Make sure you get everything down along the top and bottom jaw. Work a little bit on each so you can get more skin pulled and see what you're doing in there. But just stay tight close to those bones. And then we get down here on this top jaw, top of his face, we'll start to see teeth. You can see his teeth right there. So that biggest tooth right there, that's where his nose starts. So you just cut straight down, and I angle even back kind of towards him, and you're cutting cartilage, and then cut towards him. Keep that knife angled towards him, and then work your way around so you can get that whole nose. You can see it starting to separate there. I want to get that on the other side, and then cut down right along the top of his teeth. You can see his teeth there. Once you start seeing those big teeth, you want to cut right down along that and get all of his lip off of the top. And then same thing on the bottom. Just go down along the bone. Those big old teeth get in the way once you get up there towards them, but just cut along the bone on each side. Take your time again. Make sure you get it all. This one's got a real nice white bottom lip, which is cool. We want to keep that.
And I think if you're boarding them to sell, you do not necessarily keep that bottom lip.
Right, you can cut
that off. But with ours, we are getting them tanned. We're going to finish out the hides and make some other products with them. Put the hides good use here, making some other clothing items.
Wipe off your hands so you don't get the hide all bloody when you're turning it inside out. But then we'll show you what we got here. The face, you know, the ears, the eyes, and the nose. It's kind of the most important part to make sure it looks good. And this one came out nice. So we got his full eyes. We didn't cut into his eyes real big. He's got good eyes, good nose, got all the whiskers. Top lip looks real good. And that bottom lip looks real good as well. So he'll make a nice fur, nice big black farm-raised mink. So what we're going to do is we're going to freeze these so we can kind of start doing them in batches. We got 67 of them to work with. So to freeze them, we are just rolling them first side out and kind of tucking them up getting the tail and the nose and all that in the middle so that doesn't get frostbite or anything. Right like that. We'll throw 3 or 4 of them in the bottom of a grocery sack and then throw them in the freezer and take them out a batch at a time. But we've done 67 of them. We got a lot of blacks. We got some lighter colors, whites, grays, browns. We don't have any browns here in this batch, but got a whole bunch of them. So we'll keep you guys posted on how they turn out. All right, so we've got all 67 mink wrapped up, and we'll show you guys kind of the step-by-step as we go along, get these onto the fleshing boards, get them fleshed out and stretched out. We'll see you guys next time on the trails. Thanks for watching.